Hello, it's Bob Pandolfo on Saturday, July 13th, 2024, and it's Meadowlands Pace Night, one of the biggest harness races of the year. This one for 3-year-olds, and it's pretty much the Kentucky Derby of pacing, and it's going to be race number 11 at the Meadowlands. Here it is. So here's my selections, which are on the USTA website. You know, there's two ways of looking at this race. I guess you could say it's wide open. There's a lot of good colts, or you can just say Nijinsky is going to win, the favorite. I like to take shots in these races because usually they're very competitive and you get a lot of movement and fast pace. But I like the way Nijinsky looked last week, and he looked good the week before too when he won a North American Cup. Not the week before, but his race before. You could see here. On June 15th, he won the North American Cup from off the pace in 148 and won. So last year, he wasn't a top 2-year-old. But, this is kind of typical Bettor's Delight. Bettor's Delight is a sire who's been around a long time, like 25 years, I think, or something like that. He's probably been a sire shorter than 25 years, but I think he's like 25 years old. And he's a great sire. I mean, he's one of the best. Bettor's Delight, amazing, absolutely amazing. And so it's not unusual for him to have a horse that's a late developer like this. This year, 6 wins and 6 starts. Last year, only 1 win, 10 starts. But this race last week, the Meadowlands Pace elimination, this was by far the fastest of the 2 elimination races. And you could see that it was fast every step of the way. And the driver, who a lot of you may not be familiar, but he's one of the, he's a top driver in Canada, Louis Roy. So he got the horse out moving, at the quarter, and he got the lead around the 5/8, and then he took on immediate pressure from this horse, Future Bayama, who, as you can see, came barreling up on the outside. He followed him all the way, and this is a real nice horse. This horse has 8 wins and 14 starts. This is a very good 3-year-old. He's a 3-year-old gelding, and you can see that he had a really nice year last year, and he's having a really good year this year. And he came after this horse, and he just applied the pressure to Nijinsky. What I like though is that when you watch the replay, Nijinsky won by 3/4 of the length, and he didn't look tired at all. And I thought that Roy was, the driver was just kind of, moving the reins a little bit. He wasn't really getting into him. Now normally they're not going to really try to push the horse too hard in an elimination anyway. It turns out though this horse was used hard because that's just the way the race, went. But to me it looked like Nijinsky could go around again. I mean, he had a lot of energy left. I was impressed. I'll tell you, I was impressed, and consequently, I'm not going against the favorite. Here's the way I made the race. I made Nijinsky even money. Fun Time Bayama, the horse that pressed him last week, I made him 5-2, and then Legendary Hanover, who's another really nice horse. Let's take a look at him. You could see he had a tough trip in the North American Cup. But he's a very talented horse also, and I believe he's in the same barn, right? Yeah, he's in the same barn, the Beaton barn. So these horses are barn mates, the 3 and the 6, and stable mates, I should say. And then Captain Quarters, got a tough spot here, but he's a real nice horse. But there are 6 or 7 really nice colts in this race, so it's a good race. But I don't know, Nijinsky. I don't know. He has a lot of stamina. A lot of stamina. Not really surprising with being the son of that great sire, Bettor's Delight. Now there are a bunch of other good races on the card. The race before this is the free for alls. Allywag Hanover would make it his 4th start of the year. He's probably about ready now. It usually takes him a while to get going. The horse I picked in this race, though, is 5-2 and 1 line, a Bucket Hanover. I like the way this horse raced last week. He left, took a tuck, followed cover, had a lot left, a Bucket Hanover. So in the older free-for-all horses in the 10th race. I picked the Buck and Hanover, the 5-1-4-2. The only other race I want to mention is my best bet. And there are, several stakes races tonight, and a lot of good horses, racing tonight. Carl is going tonight. He's going to be the favorite in the Hamiltonian, most likely, unless something, goes awry. But in the 4th race, this is another race that I like tonight. Let's go over to the 4th race. So this is the Jerry Silverman Memorial, which is the first edition of the Jerry Silverman Memorial for the trainer Jerry Silverman, who passed away recently, a few months ago, I guess it was. Jerry Silverman, had a lot of good stakes horses throughout his career, and did very well with trotters. So here's a pacing race, and oh, wait a minute, is this no, that's not the race. I'm sorry. In that race, the Silverman Memorial, I picked Lions Legend. That's actually a wide open race. I picked the 1, 2, 3, 8. Yeah, I'm sorry. The race I wanted to talk about, that's why I'm getting confused with a trot race. I like the 4th race, which is the Del Miller Memorial. And in this race, the morning line favorite is the 8-horse Warley Michelle. But I like French Champagne. French Champagne won the final of this Jersey Sire Stakes on May 31st. Comes back off a layoff, but Swanstead is great off layoffs. You can see here, 29% off a layoff. Nobody gets horses ready for these big races any better than Swanstead. He's, an incredible horseman, and I just think this horse keeps improving. So Swanstead. And he's just really good with horses like this that keep improving. A horse that's probably going to race a lot better this week too is Soiree Hanover. I think this horse might end up being a favorite, even though he's second choice in the morning line. So he came back for his first start she came back for her first start of the year last week in the Reynolds, and Tetrick didn't really ask her for much. It was a prep race. She's going to be a lot better in this race, and even though she has post 9. If there's a knock on her, it's that they race her off the pace, and obviously it's really tough to pass all these horses, but Tetrick might leave and try to get a tuck. She was a real nice 2-year-old. She won, 6 races out of 10. She just missed Soiree Michelle, who's the 8-horse in here, in the Breeders' Cup final. But she had a really, really nice year. So in this race, French Champagne is my best bet of the night. I just think she's developing nicely for Swanstead. Soiree Hanover, I made 8-5. I just think she's going to step it up tonight. And then Warley Michelle and the 3-horse, to round out the field. It's a good race. Tremendous card at the Meadowlands for Meadowlands Pace Night. Enjoy the races, and we'll see what happens. Like my channel, I'd appreciate it, and subscribe. It's free. And thanks for tuning in.